Okay, guys, so now that Charles is about to drop, and he's basically guaranteed to be world class with 99% probability, we've got to talk about what this means for Isagi. I mean, just imagine it. We're about to have one more world class style added to the game, and honestly, that's already pushing it. There are too many world classes at this point, and the community on the official Discord has been buzzing about this for a while now. People are saying that if this many world classes exist, the devs are probably going to have to downgrade one of them, just like they did before with Yukiya and Shadou. And from what I've been seeing, the likely candidates for that downgrade are Dawn and Isagi. Now, before anyone freaks out about Dawn, let me just say why he's probably not going to be the one to get downgraded. Dawn is a new-gen character, which means he's technically, not even technically, he is the world-class player, and the devs usually avoid downgrading new-gens because they're supposed to represent the future meta, right? So that leaves Isagi as a very real candidate. And yeah, I know, he's the main protagonist of the manga, one of the best players on the field story-wise, but listen, when it comes to the game mechanics, he's actually one of the weaker world classes. I'm not even counting Don Lorenzo in that, because as a new gen, he's a special case, but putting him aside, Sagi is the one most likely to be affected if the devs want to balance the world class count. And you know what makes it even more obvious? When you compare him not just to other world classes, but even to some mythics, his direct shot is honestly underwhelming. Players in mythic rarity can hit a shot more reliably, you can aim better, and the speed and placement of their shots just feels way more responsive. And his dash? Yeah, he has 2 dashes, but they're just weak compared to Baru's dash, Shidou's dash, or even some of the newer NEL dashes like NEL Nagi. The off-ball mobility is there, but it doesn't let you make those insane plays that newer or more optimized players can pull off. And let's talk about metavision for a second. Honestly, it feels like a debuff half the time. The dome effect around him makes everyone know you're using it, and sometimes it literally obscures the ball for yourself instead of helping you. Now, don't get me wrong, this downgrade might not even happen. There's still a chance Isagi will remain world-class. I mean, we've seen it in action with Shadou and Yukiya. Mythic stacked up too much, so the devs adjusted the world-class count to keep the balance. It's definitely a possibility, but nothing is guaranteed. The devs could also decide to do it later, or maybe just refresh him instead of downgrading him. That would be like a mini rework similar to what they did with Sae. Just a visual update and some small buffs to make him more competitive. That's honestly what I'm hoping for, because Isagi has been kind of overshadowed lately. I mean, think about it. There have been so many new styles that completely outclass him now. NEL Rin, NEL Nagi, even a repeatedly nerfed Kaiser, these are all styles that have moves that just make Isagi look kind of obsolete. And unless he gets some proper buffs, like a more powerful and aimable direct shot, maybe a new volley mechanic that's faster than the classic shot when the ball's in the air, he's going to keep falling behind. Metavision could use some upgrades too, like adding 2-touch, a 1-2 pass faster than Corona's, and prediction play that works twice per activation as off-ball support. That would make him feel way more useful for team plays. And his dash really needs an update too. Off-ball, it should allow faster movement left, right, or forward. And on-ball, it could function as a defensive dribble when an opponent is nearby. That would at least give him the ability to create space effectively. His awakening abilities like 2-gun volley could keep the same animation, but improve its usability. King of adaptability? Visual update. Bright white hair and upper clothing, buffs to plus 10% speed and plus 20% to shots and volleys, even if stamina drains faster. And the dash mechanic should work differently depending on ball possession. Classic dash when off ball, snatch for interceptions when the opponent has the ball, and direct shot active near the goal. These kinds of adjustments would make him viable again. But right now, in the current meta, Isagi is just kind of stuck. Compared to other newer world classes, again, I'm going to repeat it, even Mythics, his utility is lower. The direct shot is less powerful, the dashes are weaker, and metavision is more of a liability than a plus. And yes, I get it, he's the main character, but story-wise doesn't always translate into in-game dominance. That's just how these mechanics work, and it's important to be honest about that. If the downgrade does happen, it's likely because from a mechanical standpoint, Isagi simply isn't performing at the same level as the others. And just to clarify again, this is based on what the devs have done before, and the community discussion. We've seen this happen with Shido and Yukimiya. The number of world classes got too high, so adjustments were made. It's entirely possible Isagi might stay world class, but given the current trends and how many new world classes are coming, the risk is real. And if he isn't downgraded, he needs buffs. And by buffs, I don't just mean tiny little tweaks, I mean real competitive adjustments to make his direct shot aimable, faster volleys, improved metavision, a better dash system, and a small awakening refresh. That's the only way he can really compete with the newer styles that have completely taken over the meta. Alright, also, quick reminder before I go deeper, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. We've got more updates coming with Charles dropping soon, and then of course all this discussion about Isagi and potential reworks. You'll want to stay tuned because this is going to be a major meta shakeup. Back to Isagi though, even ignoring the potential downgrade, his relevance in-game is dropping. Newer players have stronger abilities, more reliable dashes, better off-ball support, and higher impact moves. NEL Rin can basically outclass him in almost every metric. NEL Nagi is absurd with mobility and shot setup. Kaiser, even after nerfs, still has better precision and moveset overall. That's just the reality. And unless the devs give him proper tools, his utility remains limited. That's why a refresh like they did with Sei could be perfect. A little visual update, small buffs, maybe a more refined set of moves to make him actually feel like a top-tier world class again. It's overdue, honestly. So yeah, to summarize, Isagi's situation right now is honestly kind of complicated. The way I see it, he might end up getting downgraded to Mythic simply because Charles is coming in, and he's basically guaranteed to be world class. That's going to push the world class count way too high, and we've seen in the past that when there are too many world classes, the devs just have to step in and adjust. Dawn's pretty much safe because he's a new gen, so he's basically untouchable in terms of downgrade, which leaves Isagi as the most likely candidate. And if it does happen, it's not just cosmetic. He's going to feel it mechanically. His direct shots aren't as strong or aimable as some of the newer world classes, or even some mythics. His dashes are weaker compared to players like Baru or Shido. And his metavision honestly doesn't offer the same level of field control that other moves do. His overall field presence is lacking, and that's the biggest issue. So when you think about it, a proper refresh could involve improving his direct shot, making it more powerful and aimable. Adding new mechanics like a faster volley while the ball is in the air would make him more versatile. Metavision could be upgraded to include things like 2-touch for quicker passes or prediction play to act as off-ball support. His diagonal instinct dash could be more effective, both on and off the ball, to help him create space and move around the field faster. And his awakening abilities like 2-gun volley and king of adaptability could get animation improvements, slight stat boosts, or better synergy with his other moves. If these changes happen, I genuinely think Isagi could compete with the newer world classes again. Alright, that's it for this breakdown. Stay hyped, stay aware of the meta shifts, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Isagi's future in the game is hanging in the balance, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds.